And hello, CAF League. Welcome to week 4. About a quarter way into the season, the fantasy season that is, and things are starting to shape up, and they're not shaping up that good for me, but for a lot of you, they're shaping up pretty good. Just a little rundown of what we're going to be doing today, just the regular stuff as always, going over the standings, the matchups from the previous week, and the coming week, and this week, our first guest. We're going to reveal who that is in a little bit, not right away. So let's just take a look at the results from last week. Bunch of bullshit as usual for your lovable commissioner. The first matchup here we're taking a look at, we got myself against Quentin. Quentin pulling it out of his asshole, even though the Pats defense and the Chiefs defense for me decided to take a shit across the board. Gronkowski scoring that touchdown in the last few minutes of the game Monday night really fucked me over across the board. After that, we got Tony and Erica. Of course, Tony, defending champion this season, not doing too hot at 2-2, and Mexican Erica just blowing him out of the water. Pretty decent score there. Then we got Meg and Troy. Meg with the upset, defeating Troy, pulling it out of, no, not pulling out her ass. A decisive win indeed. The upset there with Meg raising up in the rankings. We'll take a look at that in a little bit here. And then lastly, Chris and Chris, Battle of the Chris's. They're not a grudge match, but man, did Chris Adams, Chris's cool team too, really give it to Chris Campbell in the asshole. An efficient victory, leading him to an undefeated status in the season thus far. Let's jump into the standings after that. Alright, so from the bottom, Quentin with his first victory this week, standing in 8th place in one of the fewest points in the league, cumulative total, 1-3. Then your lovable commissioner, Mario, 7th place, sucking, that's about it I can say. Tony, defending champ, 6th place. What's going on there? Like last year though, slow start. Then we got Troy, Gridiron Grizzlies, coming up in 5th place, 2-2. He's still in the matchup, he's still looking for a victory. Let's see what happens this week. Then you got Chris Campbell at 2-2 again. Surprise high rank in comparison to last year, week 4. He was looking at the bottom of the pile pretty much. Then you got Mexican Erica, bright fresh, coming at 3-1. Pretty much where she was last year, so no surprise there. This one though, in spot number 2, big surprise, Meg Campbell. Hitler Death Sex Robots, bringing the Third Reich into form with a fantastic position in the league at this time. And then lastly, but firstly, your reigning league champ, internal league champ, 4-0, undefeated Chris Adams. And our guest for today, Mr. Christopher Adams, manager for the Chris's Cool Team 2. Chris, thanks for being on the show today.
My pleasure.
It's good to have you on and finally be the first guest. And of course, I think it's very fitting to have the first guest be an undefeated 4-0 champ in the league.
Makes sense.
How do you feel about the season so far?
Well, feeling pretty good. 4-0. I think we're going to go all the way this year. Undefeated.
Who do you think your strongest player is?
Me. I'm the coach, the GM. I put it all together. I built it. I'll never.
Would you say you're the Belichick for this season?
Ooh. You know, on the way here, I was thinking I was kind of like Tom Brady, Michigan man, good-looking, handsome, really talented.
Brady 3 years ago, not this year.
Listen, I'll take Tom Brady any year.
All
He's
right.
great all around.
Who's your weakest player?
Don't have one. Great all around.
Do you feel confident going on in the season?
What kind of question is that?
Fair enough. And to build on that, your confidence, does your playoff run start now?
Started week 1. That's when it starts.
Building from the bottom and nothing but wins.
Mm-hmm.
And do you have anything to say to Troy, who's looking to knock you off that pedestal?
I actually have a clip. Let's roll it.
What can I do for you today?
I need a license.
Oh, what are you hunting?
Bear.
Well, that was pretty metal. So how do you feel going on defending your undefeated status, not just this week, but probably, maybe, hopefully in the coming weeks?
For life.
All right.
Pretty confident about it. It's going to be tough. He's got Manning. I hear that guy's pretty good.
Yeah, he might be a flash in the pan, but we'll see. Chris, man, hang around for a second when we go down the matchups for next week.
Let's do it.
Let's jump into that. Jumping straight into your matchup, you got Chris and Troy, Papa Bear, T-Roy, Rex. Match to watch. Undefeated Chris going up against Troy, who is still in the hunt for a higher ranking position, trying to oust Meg and Erica, who are sitting above him. Then we got Meg and Erica, Battle of the Gals, or I said last time, the bitch fights. Let's see who wins that one. They are both fighting in the second and third slots, so let's see who comes out on top to move around or stay in the same spot. Then we got Quentin and Tony, grudge matches. Two of the more, let's say, self-revered football fantasy guru experts. Let's see who actually comes out on top of this.
Can I say something though?
Yeah.
Are either of them 4-0?
No, that's true. That's right, you guys. You're not 4-0. And then lastly, you got your lovable commissioner against Christopher Campbell. I'm looking for another win. Chris, I'm sorry. I gotta take it from you. Well, that's it for this show. Had our first guest. Good luck to all of you, except Chris. I don't want you to win. Chris, you have anything else to say?
Let's party.
Oh, and just a reminder, all of you, drink Surge. This show is now brought to you by Surge, the wonderful energy drink or pop from the 90s. Surge, is it in you?
Just might be.
Fight for what's right. Fight for your life.